There we go. Okay. Camera's too low. Where are the notes? Here we are. VGRT Gaming Podcast, episode 761, recorded on August 27th, 2025.
Hello, and welcome to the 761st edition of the TD Gaming Podcast and 594th episode of Video Game Roundtable. I'm TJ Denzer.
I'm Scott Dirk.
And I am Jonah Falcon.
The VGRT Gaming Podcast focuses on game news from around the industry.
Yeah, so, DJ, what have you been playing?
Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Okay.
I reviewed it last week. It's everything that the original was and a little bit more.
I'm hearing there's some problems, though, with some launch bugs.
Performance issues on PC, which are a tale as old as time at this point. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I guess you've mentioned it before. Like when a developer starts with development on a console rather than on PC, and then they have to kind of figure it out later on, which doesn't seem to work for PlayStation or a lot of other game developers. I played the game on PS5. I played it in performance mode. It seems to do well for what I like. I've seen some glitches in the visuals, but I haven't seen the crazy frame rate issues that some people have been seeing. Either way, it's everything that Metal Gear Solid 3 was, just with spruced up visuals, some quality of life things. Hopefully, they'll get a patch out that makes it smoother on PC. But as far as consoles go, I had a blast playing that game. I love the original Metal Gear Solid 3. I think it's one of the best games of that era. It's not perfect. This thing brings along some of the warts, like long-winded exposition and some outdated themes. But other than that,
it's outdated even when the game is even in the year that it's released. I know. By the way, this is Konami. Did you really expect a PC launch to be clean with Konami?
Yeah. But I liked the original game and I like the new game, and
I mean, the PC release of Suikoden 1 and 2 was smooth. I didn't have any issues there.
Yeah, but it's not Hideo Kojima.
Well, it's also I think the Unreal Engine 5 in general has had some issues when it comes to porting between platforms. But regardless, I was really happy to see how much they kept intact from the original. There's a straight up Easter egg kill that you can do in the game where you can outright avoid a boss battle by just picking off one of the bosses early, in a straight up just regular scene. And I was like, I wonder if you can do that in this game. And sure enough, you can. And I found that was a situation with a lot of the Easter eggs in the game where I would try something that I remembered from decades ago, and it worked. So it really does feel like it was a game made for fans. But I think people that are interested in history and want to see where the best of the Metal Gear Solid series should probably check this out at some point.
Okay. Scott, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Quartet, which came out about a day or so ago. And it is a turn-based pixel JRPG inspired game. Takes its inspirations from Final Fantasy Mystic Quest and Final Fantasy VI. Basically, you have 4 characters that you can choose them in each chapter and play them in any order. And then in the 5th chapter, they come together, much like in Dragon Quest IV, rather.
By the way, I do have to say that this is a completely indie game.
Yes.
It's developed and published by Something Classic Games.
Yes, this is their second game. Their first game was Shadows of Adam, which still uses some of their old combat where you have AP instead of MP, and you can restore AP during combat, and you get 10% every turn. But you can use spells or equipment to adjust that regenerative ability to be higher. And it's a really good story and really fun game. And I got to play test it, and I really enjoyed it. Music's a lot of fun too, and you can save anywhere. And this is kind of like geared towards people who played Final Fantasy VI in the day. You'll enjoy this game. It's a short game, very fast paced, and just
There's
made for I guess older people.
now. There's a demo on Steam.
Yes, there's a demo on Steam, so you can try it out. Find out if you like it.
Yeah. One of the disheartening things is that there's only 15 reviews so far.
Yeah, but there's a lot of video reviews going out, and I'm seeing a lot of like big name.
By the way, when I say 15 reviews, I mean 15 Steam reviews from fans, not
from non backers and non play testers. So you have to wait for those that buy it to review it.
Do you have the Steam version or the Switch version?
I have the Steam version.
Okay.
And like I said, it played real well, and it looks like it's getting attention, which is nice because Silksong is coming pretty soon, and a lot of indie devs have.
We'll discuss that later.
Okay.
So I'm gonna check. Yeah, at least there's a lot of discussion on the Steam forums.
Yeah, and there's a lot of YouTube reviews on it, and there's I've noticed some tweets from some bigger names that have talked about it, or they're playing it or streaming it. So it's getting attention, and that's a good thing.
Okay. So I have been playing Persona 4, the remastered version, and you were right, TJ. I couldn't quite get into Persona 5, but it's easier for me to get into Persona 4.
What do you like about it?
The controls are pretty straightforward. Beginning of Persona 5 was just confusing. It wasn't confusing here. I understood everything that was going on. So I'm now getting invested in the characters. I've rescued Yusiko. That's as far as I've gotten so far. So I have a pretty good impression of it. I've also been playing Dwarf Romantic on the Xbox. It's come to Xbox, and for those who haven't played it on Steam, this is a tile-laying game, and it's really it's weird. It's supposed to be really, really chill and relaxing, but if you want to get a high score, it is very brain-busting because you have to figure out where you want to put those tiles to get maximum points. But if you haven't tried Dwarf Romantic, it's only $15 too. And I started a little bit of Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I haven't gotten far. I've decided that I like Persona 4 more. And that's also, all of that has been hijacked by me finding out that my copy of Alpha Protocol works again on Windows 10. And I've been playing that because if you like Metal Gear Solid, this is a better game. It is a better game, both writing-wise and plot-wise. And this is Obsidian at their most show-offy. Every choice that you make with your character, everybody will notice. Everybody will notice, and all your actions have specific responses to it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of concerning that a lot of what's going on in the game in 2010 is going on now. So that's depressing about it. But otherwise, yeah. But like I said, Persona 4, I'm getting into it. I probably will try and finish it, although it's not as long a game as Persona 5, I hear. It's still a long game.
Yeah, it is. But like, there are ways to, if you ever get stuck at any point, there are ways to kind of, I suppose, cheese your way through it if you really just want to get the story out of it.
Yeah, I'm doing that too.
It's a pretty solved game at this point, so if you ever get stuck, don't feel bad about looking it up, because there's like tricks and gimmicks to a lot of the bigger encounters in that game.
Yeah, I've been making sure that I've been grabbing personas left and right.
So, where do you stand on the question of Camp Teddy, Camp Morgana, or Camp Screw both these characters?
I haven't gotten there yet, but I know Teddy makes me want to slap him in the face. So I haven't gotten to that point yet. I haven't gotten to that decision point yet. Anyway,
I mean, you want to make a decision between Morgana is the cat creature from Persona 5, which is like the other annoying. Like Teddy is the annoying mascot of Persona 4. Morgana is like the annoying mascot of Persona 5.
I've also did a little bit of Gears of War because I'm required to. It's going to be interesting to see how PlayStation players react. Although I'm going to tell you something. The game is almost 20 years old. A lot of PlayStation 5 users have already played Gears of War. People seem to think, you're a PlayStation. No. People have owned different consoles over their lives. You have it, even if you own an Xbox for a minute, you've played Gears of War. It is buttery smooth. It is... if you do multiplayer, it's 120. If you play on PC, it goes up to 240 frames. So, but yeah, a lot of cross-platform play. I have not played Helldivers 2, so we'll leave that for later. Although we all know about the seismic shock they had when they announced the Helldivers 2 crossover with Halo ODST. They changed the name of the ODST to something else, Orbital Democracy, something, to fit in with the world there. But it helps that a lot of the people at Avalanche played Halo all their lives. So this is nothing new for them. What I hope is that it spurs 343 to do stuff more, to up their game as well. Because here's the thing about Helldivers, it's Halo. It's just Halo that's really cynical. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
It is Halo, just with bugs instead of the cover.
Yeah, it's true.
Halo with people who loved Earth Defense Force. And by the way, that's something I'd like to see. I'd like to see a new Earth Defense Force.
They've been supposedly working on one for a while, but I don't think it has any release date even close to on the corner. They've also delayed it a couple times, if I remember correctly.
Well, if they're waiting for Helldivers 2 to become less popular, they have a long wait.
I think that no matter when you announce a Earth Defense Force game, people that like Earth Defense Force will probably buy it because that is one stalwart group of people.
Yeah, it's a classic series. It's the original campy bug hunt.
They know what they love, and I respect them for that. As far as like the other, I was trying to remember the other reference that really stood out to me when it comes to everything Helldivers does. Obviously, like Starship Troopers is a huge thing. It's also just weird to me how Starship Troopers and Helldivers have the exact same issue where people don't get that you're not the good guys in either of those things.
Yeah. Actually, I've been thinking about, and I don't know why, but I've been thinking about getting back into Dwarf Mining Galactic again.
Oh, Deep Rock Galactic, yeah. That's always a good one to go to. And they continue to update that game with content all the time. So you'd probably find it's a pretty refreshed experience.
I'm just thinking getting back into it.
Right.
So
But I'm saying that they do seasons on that game regularly, so you'll probably run into a whole new swath of content from the last time you played.
And I find that I just prefer to play solo, and fortunately the game is very playable solo.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it has its frustrating moments, which is why I stopped playing. But I did try the Aliens co-op game, which is Aliens for Dead. What is it? Fireteam? Aliens Fireteam. It's okay. I'm not in love with it. I think it made me want to do Deep Rock Galactic more.
Yeah, I've heard that about it. It's like it's a decent enough game, but it doesn't really like strike the. It didn't do enough for like what you would want, or what people would want out of an action-oriented alien game.
The thing is that see, one of the reasons why Left 4 Dead worked and Back 4 Blood didn't, and Aliens Fireteam is kind of missing the mark on, is that there's a certain level of camp and humor that has to be in the game. And neither of those games have it. Deep Galactic, whatever. I always stumble on that name. It actually has that camp and humor in it. Deep rock mining or whatever. Deep galactic mining.
Yeah. And I mean, like, the biggest part is just having active banter, because that's one of the things that makes Left 4 Dead so endearing is you get to know those characters as they in active real time as they go through these scenarios. And I think that's one of the things that Deep Rock Galactic does well, as well as having that banter between the characters or just them reacting in real time to things.
They do have the banter in Aliens Fireteam, but it isn't quite as good. And we've heard it before anyway in the movies.
Yeah, and but like when you don't nail that banter, when you don't tell an interesting story, when you don't have characters that can tell an interesting story, then I think it falls flat. I think like Back 4 Blood, it had a little bit of that, but it didn't hit the same notes. I didn't really feel connected to any of those people.
The other thing is that Aliens, Fireteam, and Back 4 Blood are also frustrating. I never felt frustrated in Left 4 Dead. Even if I died, it's like, oh yeah, it's my fault. In those games, I never feel like it's my fault. I feel like it's the game's fault. And I think that's a key part too.
Yeah. And then like especially on Back 4 Blood, when they strap a seasonal like
a card
pass gimmick to it,
yeah,
that also is like that didn't need to be there. Those cards didn't need to be in Back 4 Blood.
Right.
And Aliens Fireteam Elite, I understand that it does have also the same sort of like level up type thing where like
that never bothered me. It was sort of like on the same time as Vermintide, which I did like. I mean, that is the game that came closest to Left 4 Dead for me. I actually did enjoy that. But Vermintide and Vermintide 2 had that season thing, but I never felt it was invasive.
It's definitely invasive in Back 4 Blood. I don't know enough about Alien Fireteam Elite to know if it's the same way in there, but
it's not invasive, but it's just not. It just doesn't. It doesn't hit the Left 4 Dead, whatever je ne sais quoi it has. You know, I guess I don't really care about the Marines.
Yeah, fair.
Anyways, so we're gonna go to the quick news. Guess what? Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot has summoned to court in a former employee harassment case, and that thing will never die. Just sell the company. You're trying to kill it anyway.
Well, and like Ubisoft is trying to make a case that it was like totally separate from all that stuff. Those people just went around sexually harassing people inside the workplace on their own.
Just go around sexually harassing people. It happens all the time.
It just kind of happened in their building. They weren't aware of it. They didn't know about it. They couldn't stop it. And so it's really not their fault.
You know the whole line, right? Either listen or you're incompetent.
Yeah, and that's what the court is demanding Yves show up to prove. Basically, the French courts are going to try to figure out if Yves Guillemot is incompetent or complicit.
Paradox is making adjustments to Bloodlines 2's Toreador and Lasombra DLC after entirely predictable backlash. Here's the thing. Where is the controversy? I mean, Paradox has made DLC like this all the time. Look at Crusader Kings 3.
You know what? I think that if they had not announced the DLC before the game came out, or maybe announced it as part of like a roadmap next to the game's launch, I don't think people would give a shit. I think it's because they had the gall to go ahead and announce DLC before the game comes out, and it's already a game that's been delayed a pretty long time. And then say, yeah, you got to pay for this stuff. That's the part where people are like, what do you mean we got to pay for something that you haven't even put out yet?
Here's the thing. I think it's a different audience because the World of Darkness fans are different than most fans, right? And saying the Lasombra and the Toreador will be in your game, will be DLC, is like saying, oh yeah, dwarves are going to be DLC in this Dungeons & Dragons game.
Yeah, it's really bad that they cut out, factions of the vampires that people would have to wait for. It's like that meme where they show the Mona Lisa and then you cut up the Mona Lisa and put it in like this is DLC and then it's so frustrating because we don't get complete packages anymore.
I think originally the Malkavians were supposed to be DLC, but they quickly did a 180 on that because that would really piss people off if they had to wait to be a Malkavian. I don't care. I just want to be my Ventrue and leave it alone. Although I play a Malkavian every time I play Bloodlines.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's a stinky situation either way. But man, I really don't think people would have such a stink over it if they had just waited to announce this.
I just can't believe that it's going to be out in a few weeks. That's all.
That's wild too, because how long has this been? This game's been in development for more than a decade.
And we'll be talking about another game that's been delayed way too many times that people have been looking forward to. Yeah, Sean Murray says the Earth-sized planet in Light No Fire will have real oceans that people will need large boats and crews to cross. And my answer is, okay, how many years after this game's release is it going to be ready?
Is this the same one that did No Man's Sky?
Yes.
Yes,
it is.
The same developers of No Man's Sky. Yeah, they're making.
It's going to be a while.
I mean, they're only doing a single planet though, which I like.
I have to believe at least a little bit that Hello Games learned something of a lesson from No Man's Sky that they will not replicate the mistakes in the new game.
True co-op now. We're going to get into that later. But here's the thing. A lot of people have attempted a 1-to-1 planet-sized planet. It'll be interesting to see how they pull this off. I hope they're not using procedural generation, or at least not the procedural generation that they did with No Man's Sky, in which everything is built from the ground up by procedural generation. And
doesn't the Microsoft Flight Simulator basically 1-to-1 with Earth?
It tries, and no, it's not. It's more like 4-to-1. It's not. It maps the entire Earth, but it is slightly smaller, so that a flight, if you're doing a jet plane from LA to New York, it'll take you 2 hours, or maybe an hour and a half. It's not going to take you 5 hours. It's completely the Earth, but it's not 1-to-1.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: the Earth is really, really, really big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Crusader King 3's new DLC has a release date and has even more opportunities to be murdered spectacularly by your vassals. I ask you a question. Do you still play Crusader Kings, TJ?
No, I haven't played it in a minute.
Okay.
I played the last one I played was like maybe one of the first expansions that introduced Bloodlines and stuff. So it had something to do with just hierarchies and Bloodlines and cousins.
I just wish they would make these Crusader King games less obtuse.
I don't know. I think that's part of what like.
Yeah, and people like the bad lock picking in Kingdom Come. Like they like the fact you have limited number of saves. Screw that mess. It's a bug, not a feature. You got to fix that crap. Speaking of someone who has to shut up, Gearbox boss Randy Pitchford says, I think they could charge $200 for Borderlands 4. You can't find a better value in the world for any type of entertainment than ads. I wish they'd give it away, because then everyone would play it. Randy, shut the fuck up. Please stop flapping those gums. Shh. Talk to Cliff. What happened to Cliff Blazinski in Lawbreakers?
Yeah, I don't know. One can hope that lessons are learned, but that's up to the people that are.
This is Randy Pitchford we're talking about. Lessons will not be learned.
Oh, I know. But that's up to the people that are meant to take the lessons. And Randy doesn't seem like a very good student.
He keeps it up. He will be giving it away for free. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't detect any hype for Borderlands 4 at all.
It barely seems like it's been marketed. I haven't seen much in the way of any sort of ads or advertisement for it.
The only advertisement it has was that he initially wanted us to charge $80 for it. That's the only news it's had. And also, it's attached to a really terrible movie. And they didn't release it because they didn't want it to be associated with the movie. The thing's ready. It's just they decided to make sure the stench of Jack Black goes away.
I don't know that Jack Black was the problem with. I think that movie's problems were a little bit bigger than Jack Black.
Jack Black was in Borderlands?
Yeah, he played Claptrap.
And here's the thing. He was even more annoying as Claptrap than the regular voice actor was. And here's the thing. The regular voice actor of Claptrap is annoying but fun. Jack Black is just annoying Jack Black in Borderlands.
He was annoying in Minecraft, too.
But he was there and he was kind of charming. There's no Jack Black to see in Borderlands. It's just Claptrap.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, there's no hype for Borderlands 4. It's not like, remember the hype for Borderlands 3 was through the roof. And then people played it and the hype went away. Triangle Strategy released on Xbox Series X and PS5, and the only reason I'm mentioning it is that I did not know it was released in 2022 for PC and Switch. And it's a tactics game done by the Octopath Traveler guy.
Yeah, I played Triangle Strategy back when it came out, and I really enjoyed it on the. I think I played it on Switch. Yeah, I did. I played it on Switch, and I really enjoyed getting the multiple endings, doing the different paths, and it felt like when you did different choices, it felt like you made a different story for yourself in each path. So that was a lot of fun for me, or help with replayability.
So let's talk about the elephants in the room for the moment before we go on to news. Octopath Traveler 0 was announced.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm glad it's on going to come to PC and be able to play it in the full package and not have to worry about mobile gotcha stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And another game that probably goes right up Scott's alley is East 10 was announced.
Which one did you say?
East 10. YS.
Oh, yeah, the Nordic's Proud, yes. I'm waiting for that. I've been waiting for it ever since they said they were going to do a final version of it, and just had to wait, and now it'll be coming out in the year 2026, next year. So I'll look forward to getting it then and playing it finally.
Yeah, so let's talk about Gamescom. We actually put off last week's episode because we wanted to discuss Gamescom more. Shall we start with Hollow Knight Silksong?
Yeah, that's a big announcement everybody was waiting for, and all these indie devs have moved out of the way. Witchbrook moved, and several other games moved out of the way to, just I guess let it have its have its moment in the sun.
A lot of indie developers have scattered for that September 4th release.
Yeah.
The thing is that I was reading some of the message boards, and they were angry, saying that these developers, what are they doing? I want to play it now. They're cowards. Yes, they are cowards. They want their games to be played.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Only games that are not Silksong, that are not indie games, are counter-programming. There's a few big games that are coming out at the same time as Silksong, but they're not in the indie space, right? I know one of them is a major game, and I'm trying to remember which one it is.
Are you thinking of the Final Fantasy Tactics remake, or?
No. I have to look this up now. Oh, yeah. Go down. Oh, yeah. Hell is Us is being released on September 4th. Borderlands 4 is being released on September 12th. Chronos: The New Dawn is being released on September 5th. These are games that are not competing with Silksong.
Oh, I remember the one that like struck me was Baby Steps has been in the works for quite a while. That's the new Bennett Foddy game.
Yeah, they pushed it to December 23rd.
Yeah, they didn't want to compete with Silksong either, which understandable. I mean, Baby Steps is funny and fun, but I don't think you want to put that directly alongside Silksong.
Yeah, and by the way, Final Fantasy Tactics is coming out on the 30th.
All right. So yeah, that has plenty of space.
And then Demon School.
Yeah, Demon School and Daemon Ex Machina, Titanic Scion. And also the DLC for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and it is getting already rave reviews from people who have tried it out.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to try it yet. I really want to. It looks fun.
Or the main game. Have you played the main game yet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I advise you to see watch a YouTube video that talks about the plot of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and how it fixes all the movies. Even the first and second ones, but especially the fourth and fifth ones. Because in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Indy runs away from his problems. That's why he's always going on adventures. And he takes the note from Marion, who gave him that book that you use as your journal, crumples it up and throws it away. And you realize that he's always running away, and it explains so much in the fourth and fifth movies now. I'll have to give you the link. It's a great watch. And I find myself watching the ending of The Great Circle a few times because it is so pitch perfect. And also
I finished that game too.
A reverse Casablanca. But have you? Yeah, so the Order of the Giants, they say, is really, really big. It's not some small DLC. It's actually going to be a big chunk.
Yeah, like a full-on story expansion.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll learn more about Lucas. Tony Todd's character.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder if he did voice work for that before he passed away.
It's possible. He this was like the last thing he did, and he supposedly finished up all of his work on it.
Yeah. So, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, really interesting. They're going with an Inception mode in which just everything is just like psychedelic and inside the mind. And it actually looked pretty interesting. And it's a single-player game too. When's the last time that you had something like that? You know, single-player story. So another game that got a big look at, and I know Scott's probably excited about this, is Dragon Quest 1+2 HD 2D remake.
Yes, I've heard that they are actually. I saw in the videos. They are adding the Princess of Kenok as a fourth playable character for you, and that looks like a lot of fun. So and be more expanded adventure. Yeah, I can't wait to play this game, and I really hope this continues a trend to remake Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6.
That reminds me, all the reviews for Gears of War Reloaded is like, when is Gears 2 and 3 Reloaded coming, damn it? If you're going to do one, you better do them all. Something nice and meta, this is for you, TJ, in that Michael Myers is coming to Friday the 13th, the game.
Okay, hold on. The Friday the 13th, the game that...
Halloween, yes. Michael Myers coming to Friday the 13th. Halloween DLC.
Oh, it's going to be a new Friday the 13th game. Is that Yes. Okay. I was like, "There's no way they killed the old one."
Well, actually, I wasn't at Gamescom, but I did get my hands on an Xbox Ally, the Ally X, actually.
Yeah, we saw that picture you posted. That was. Have you used it? Is it good?
it's weighty. the thing has some heft to it. It does kind of have a Windows backing, but it's sort of like ultra thin. It's like you really can't do anything with it. It's just the basis for everything else on it. I've always had trouble with having my hands far apart as a controller. I've always liked them close together, but the screen was huge, and it looked real good. Graphics were real good, even if it was streaming. So, and I know there's rumors about a Steam Deck 2. There've been rumors about a Steam Deck 2 for years now. Maybe the Xbox Ally will force Valve to release the Steam Deck 2 to compete.
Hold on, by the way, the story about Michael Myers and Friday the 13th. The team that made Friday the 13th the game, Gun Entertainment and Ilphonic, or Gun Media and Ilphonic, they're making a Halloween the game in the same vein as Friday the 13th the game. I know that there's also a Friday the 13th game that's like new in the works, but
it's Friday the 13th devs reveal new Halloween game with a single player mode. It's still strange. They're going from Jason Voorhees to Michael Myers.
Right, but that was what I was confused about, because I thought you were saying they were adding Michael Myers to the old Friday the 13th game, but no, it's just the dudes that made that game are making a a Halloween the game. And I imagine that it'll be similar in scope, but it's going to be another asymmetrical horror title in 2026. I don't know how I missed that one. That's interesting.
You want to talk about Black Myth Zhang-Shui, the sequel?
Yeah, I guess we're going on. So it's the same idea as Black Myth Wukong, right? Except they're going along with another mythological Chinese figure. Which,
if you get tired of monkeys,
I mean, it's not like they found themselves a bad beat where they just design a new action adventure game for various mythological figures as they see fit. How far are we from something like Black Myth Lubu?
Let's talk about Busby 3D then. It's going full meta because it knows Busby 2 was a disaster, and it leans into the fact that Busby 2 was a disaster. The moment he sees his Busby 2 skin, he screams.
The amount they're leaning into how horrible old Bubsy games are is pretty funny.
I liked the first Bubsy game on Super Nintendo.
When attempted to go 3D, it was an unmitigated disaster. Bubsy 2.
I heard someone to I heard someone refer. So Bubsy has a new design in the new game.
Yeah, he's a lot like Crash Bandicoot now in his looks, really.
I've heard two outstanding opinions on the matter. One is that Bubsy 4 looks like he was designed by a furry. And the second is that Bubsy appears to be in his slovenly DILF era.
Yeah. I'll say this, though. This looks like it could be a Super Mario World killer. It looks really good.
Bubsy?
Yeah.
Super Mario... Jonah, I would love whatever drugs you're on because they sound great.
Even more than ukulele. So,
Bubsy.
Yeah, okay. So what did you think? Go ahead.
I would love to see it. I would love to see Bubsy 4D outsell Mario, any Mario game. But in any case, it doesn't look bad though. I've seen a level played of it, and it
Mario World alternative.
It kind of reminds me a little bit more of a Sonic 3D game than a Mario game.
Oh God, don't say that.
I'm just saying as I see it. He does a little spin move where he rolls around at the speed of sound.
Yeah. What do you think of the new Lego games?
I thought that the guy playing Bane could have put more into it.
I'm going to say something. Lego Batman is going full Arkham Asylum. They're importing the Arkham Asylum combat into it.
It looked that way, but it also just looked like they're going through like the greatest hits of Batman movies and gaming in the last couple decades, which would make sense to include stuff from Asylum because it is like the definitive Batman game now.
Yeah. So Resident Evil Requiem.
I want to see more, but like I also like I've been following the conversations on this. I like that they went with a character that is related to a Resident Evil Outbreak character because nobody like Resident Evil Outbreak and Outbreak File 2 were like my first online experiences in gaming as far as consoles go. And I have a fondness for those characters. I've always kind of wanted to see them used. Plus, I'm excited to see a Resident Evil story that doesn't just follow the same people we've seen.
I think people are tired of Winters by now.
Ethan Winters I was tired by Ethan Winters within the first 10 minutes of meeting him, but I'm also just kind of glad that we're just not seeing a rehash of Claire, Chris.
Oh, you mean what about Chris popping into Resident Evil 8 though?
Yeah, I'm glad we're not going to see him just shoot your wife or like punch a boulder.
They have to remind people of the bad parts of Resident Evil for some reason.
I keep seeing people saying, "Bring Leon back." It's like, no, he's in Resident Evil 4 and 2. Just let that guy rest.
Yeah.
Leon Kennedy doesn't need to be in every Resident Evil game. I know he's handsome. I know he has a cool jacket, but he doesn't need to be in every single Resident Evil game.
Well, you know who has to be in every single Resident Evil game?
Zombies?
No. Her with the red dress. Oh God, I can't believe I forgot her name.
Oh, Ada Wong.
Yeah, she has to be in every Resident Evil game if she wants it or not. And if she's not in it, they'll make a mod to put her in it.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't care if they make mods, but at the same time, like, man, let's explore a new character. Let's explore a new character experiencing the things that we've seen in the games and like reacting to it in a new and interesting way. Instead of just having
who comes into Requiem.
Yeah, I mean, like, give me a game where it's not just Leon once again being like zombies again.
Hey, at least it isn't what's his face, the villain. Oh God, who keeps
Wesker?
on what?
Wesker?
Yeah, please, Wesker. Yes, we need more Wesker.
Nah, Chris super killed him at this point.
Yeah, you say that. This is Resident Evil we're talking about.
I mean, yeah, they torched him in a volcano and blew him up with a missile, but I suppose anything's possible.
How do you feel
the
about
fact that they had to torch him in a volcano and blow him up with a missile is in of itself kind of insane.
Yeah. So what do you think of Lords of the Fallen 2?
I would think probably more if the lead designer hadn't caked himself on the internet for months. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I expect out of those guys. I don't have any feelings for their game anymore just because, like, that guy had the gall to blame Woke for why people weren't playing the first one. And quite frankly, shut the fuck up and make a good game and people will play it.
Playing your game was that it wasn't as good as Dark Souls.
Right. Which, don't get me wrong, I think the first Lords of the Fallen has some interesting mechanics. I think it's interesting how, like, there's a demon world that's literally layered on top of the regular world, and you can glimpse into it at pretty much any time. I think that's a neat concept. I don't like that the guy was saying that people were woke ruined the buzz on his game. No, you guys, your stupid conversations on the internet ruined the buzz on the game.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing. It's hard to make a Dark Souls clone. I mean, you have Ashen, you have Mortal Shell, They have interesting concepts, too, and sometimes they don't hook on,
Lies of P showed it can be done.
It can be done, but I'm just saying, you just have to throw it at the wall and see what sticks. And Lies of P had its gimmick was you can outfit your weapon any way you like it, wasn't it?
Yeah, you can turn. You can basically take the blade or the handle off of any weapon and swap it into another weapon, and basically make whatever you want to make to what fits your style. It's a really great game. It's one of my favorite Souls-like.
You know anything about Pragmata? Because it got a lot of buzz, but I didn't really get a feel for it.
Pragmata is... I mean, it's a third-person sci-fi game. It's not like Dead Space. It feels a little bit more, I guess, Metroid-y, where there's these robots that you go. It kind of reminds me of the Edie's in Metroid Dread, where you come up against robots, and you have this little girl robot that's with you, and she helps you like disable them so that you can kill them as a human, because otherwise they're just overwhelming. But I don't know. Pragmata looks unique. I'll say that much. It's a completely new IP for us. I have a feeling that it's going to be like. I have a feeling that it's going to try to be a tearjerker because I don't like any game. I don't trust any games that give me a little girl to look after.
Okay, here's the question for you: do we care about Pokemon Legends EA?
Yes.
Are you so sure?
Yes, I do. Yeah, because the first one was great. Arceus was was the quality that Crimson and Violet should have been. But but it's also like the first one has been upgraded for Switch 2. They did better draw distances, proper like frame rates, and they've kind of like turned. I've heard they've turned it into the Pokemon game it should have been. So Pokemon ZA2 Legends, I like that style. I like it. I think it's a fun spinoff for the Pokemon series. It's not as in depth as a regular Pokemon game, but it's still got a pretty good loop to it. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see the second one play out. I just finished playing Kirby in the Forgotten Land on the Switch 2, and that was like on the level of Astrobot when I played it on the Switch 2. So I'm excited. I want to see what they do with it.
There's a lot of people who actually came away saying that Black State was the sleeper hit of Gamescom.
Black State?
Yeah. Motion blur. A lot of people were afraid it's going to be Mind's Eye, but it's not.
Oh. It looks like Vanquish.
Yeah, it has that feel.
Interesting.
Yeah. Warhammer 40K, Dawn of War 4. It's been a long time coming. They finally have a new Dawn of War. And to be honest, there hasn't really been a mega RTS in a long while.
I don't have too much of an opinion on Dawn of War, just because I have never played any of the series.
Okay. How do you feel about Keeper?
Keeper?
The Double Fine game about a walking lighthouse.
Oh, yeah, that looked quirky, like Double Fine quirky. Yeah. It looks like Double Fine always does such interesting things with their visuals, and Keeper looks like it kind of bleeds that sense. Just surreal, weird. I like the weird, creepy wastelands that you wander through that will be wandering through in that game. The spider legs on the lighthouse make me think of like Baba Yaga. Are you guys still there? Oh, did we lose Jonah?
Uh-oh.
No, you didn't lose me. Okay, so Blood of the Dawnwalker was shown off again. We saw it at the Xbox what's it called, showcase, and it's basically I don't want to say Lost Souls. Dark Souls, but it has a day-night cycle in which you're a vampire and you have different powers in day and different powers in the night. Don't tell me you don't remember that.
Yeah, this is the one that's coming from the people that worked on Witcher 3, and it's looked good every time that we've seen it.
They also worked on Cyberpunk.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, like they look like they're making an interesting new thing that definitely has that Witcher DNA in it, like the best part.
Well, the content is very Witcher, but it's not Swords. It's now Claws.
Yeah, and their environments look interesting too. I'm curious to see like exactly what they do with it. It kind of looks like they mix various forms of the vampire lore, so I'm curious to see how it ends up in the end. Like, where if it's going to be like different clans or if it's going to be like just one overarching rule.
Speaking of vampires, a lot of people have been playing Bloodlines 2, getting hands on the demo, and they say it's very arcane. It's very Dishonored.
Which one was this?
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Oh yeah,
it's very Dishonored.
Yeah, I mean, like, what more can we say about it? What, like,
it's coming out.
It's finally coming out. Yeah. It feels like we've said, like, short of actually playing the game at this point, I don't know if I have any more opinions on Bloodlines 2, just because, like, how long have we been waiting on this?
Let's see. Bloodlines came out in 2004 or 5. They announced the sequel like a year later. So yeah, this has been longer than actually no. They announced the sequel, they didn't, but then they broke up. Troika died before they could even start. And then Paradox Interactive said, "Hey, we're going to make Bloodlines 2." And then got the wrong developer to do it. They had to replace the developer and start all over again. So, okay, let's talk about Kirby Air Riders. We have a racing game that's not Mario Kart.
It's funny because that's the comments that I've been hearing in regards to that. That's basically Mario Kart with Kirby.
But it's not. Like, it's a battle game on wheels. It really is. From like, I don't know if you guys sat down to watch the direct at all, but racing is like one thing you can do in the game, and it's not even like the main majority thing. It's literally collecting vehicles and running around and playing little mini games, and many of those mini games usually are like a battle style game. And the main thing seems to be like this city trial thing where it's like an open world map, and you start with a crappy star and you run around collecting better vehicles and power ups and taking part in.
People don't have their own vehicles, because I know Kirby has a star, but all these other characters have different things that they're not right. The right things are they're not stars.
You collect different vehicles that have different attributes to them. Like, some of them are better for like just racing along the ground. Some of them glide better in the air. Some of them are sturdier and take less damage from other attacks. And the reason for that is because, like, at its heart, this is more of like a competitive, like, versus battle game rather than a racer. There's only like a couple mini games in which you actually race in this thing. And I think that's the misconception that people have about Kirby Air Riders, is that this is not a race. It is kind of a racing game in that there's racing in it, but like that seems to be like the third most important thing you do in it.
I wonder, because a lot of these characters have vehicles that look like them and have the same color.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's thematics for sure, but like then you'll have like there's like a tank vehicle, there's like a food truck vehicle, and it seems like you can mix and match and swap them out as much as you want.
Now that I look at it, King DDD is doing the same vehicle as Knuckle Joe, so I guess.
Mm-hmm. And the characters have like different special moves based on which character you're playing. So like Kirby will draw the Ultra Sword and sweep at everything in front of him. Whereas there's this little dude Starman who's like a star in a cape.
Yep.
And his special move when he's airborne, he can activate his special and fly around like Superman.
Okay.
And so yeah, there's like offensive characters, there's defensive characters, and then there's like different utility characters, and it really is interesting to see because like I think a lot of people were convinced that this was like a weird another racer that was coming out right alongside Mario Kart World, which turns out it's a bit different than that.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to bring up about I mean, do you care about Onimusha Way of the Sword?
I do. That game looks awesome. I didn't know that until pretty recently that they're doing Musashi Miyamoto as the main character in it.
A lot of people have been dismissing it as it's just Sekiro. Hey,
That's
Onimusha was out a long time before Sekiro.
Onimusha is a very different thing than most Souls games. Like the amount of emphasis on like actual like sword dueling and defense and offense in that game compared to those games feels significant in a way that like you're dueling with a zombie samurai and you have to break his guard and kill him.
Onimusha's been around a long time.
And like the soul draining mechanic, like where when you kill demons, then their souls like wisp into the air, and you actually have to draw them into the gauntlet, which means that you have to stand still and be vulnerable for a second, and you got to find time to like weave that the soul draw in between combat because generally enemies won't just let you sit there soul drawing. I love the Onimusha games, and I think that it's great to see them back because I think they have a bigger emphasis on like visceral combat that the others are kind of a bit more flaky on. Sekiro is really good, but I still think Sekiro and Onimusha are very different forms of game. I love Onimusha games. I love the second game probably the most, but I'm really excited to see this series come back with a legit entry because the last one we got was kind of a crummy multiplayer spinoff.
So we're going to move on to the next item. Go ahead, Scott.
Okay. No Man's Sky adds fully customizable multi-crew spaceships you can build and fly with your friends. This is from Eurogamer. No Man's Sky New Voyagers update adds, after progressing to a certain point in the story, players gain access to a hangar-like workshop where new Corvette spaceships can be engineered both outside and within. Customizable components include hulls, wings, landing gear, engine parts, thrusters, and weapons. All can be arranged to suit the player's whims. There will be a habitable interior, including bunks and teleporters for friends to join you in co-op play. That sounds pretty good.
This is what I'm talking about, though. All this effort they're doing, they should have just made No Man's Sky 2 and made the procedural generation of planets less ass. Because you can do all this stuff, but if the planets are boring, who cares?
Yeah, and it feels as though they've kind of solved that a bit with various little updates over time. Because you have to remember, No Man's Sky has been getting free updates that are about the size of normal expansions for years at this point. And we're talking
they've had several huge updates.
That's the problem, though. I mean, all this energy could have been done towards a No Man's Sky 2 and just rebuild it from the ground up. Yeah. Which is why I'm very dubious about their other game.
I don't know if they move on to No Man's Sky 2 in the immediate future because they seem to be upgrading the first one in ways that like make it a new and interesting game every time they do it. Like there was a straight up there was an update pretty recently where they added like living ships where you could collect creatures and grow them into large creatures and then pilot them around space as a living, breathing bioship. And I think that's like they just put that in the game. They're like, we're not going to charge you for it. We're just going to let you do it. They had like an entire horror themed derelict spaceship update.
That's all paint, though. It's better to build a new house sometime. Speaking of which, by the way, it seems like finally, Eric Barone, aka Concerned Abe, is finally finished with Stardew Valley because it seems like the Haunted Chocolatier is getting ready to be finished, and people are just raving about some of the screenshots that have been coming out.
Yeah, the Haunted Chocolatier looks good. I know they've been anticipating that game for a while too.
Absolutely.
This game looks like it's gonna look at Stardew Valley and say, "Okay, hold my beer." Because here's the thing: what I was expecting from the Haunted Chocolatier was one of those shop games in which you make your own chocolate confections and try to get people to buy them. But this is going far beyond that. It's sort of like Stardew Valley 2, except bigger and better.
Yeah, it'll be. I still am curious to see like the full scope of Haunted Chocolatier because I can't even imagine that it begins to come close to what Stardew Valley has in it at 1.0. It would be nice, and I know that guy's been spending years on it, but man, I don't know if I expect even half of the content that's in Stardew Valley right now because that took years to get to that point.
I think with Haunted Chocolatier, you're getting dungeons and levels.
Yes, you're getting everything I found out you're getting everything that's in Stardew Valley, including farming if you want to. It's just bigger, and the combat is better, and the exploration is better, and even more. He says that the relationship mechanics are a lot better than Stardew Valley because in Stardew Valley, you give them you just keep tossing gifts at them until they marry you. Oh, it's your birthday. Here's a gift. Oh, let's get married. Because he said that he was really focusing on the NPCs that you meet.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm actually like really excited to see that Haunted. I would have thought that Haunted Chocolatier is still quite a ways off.
Really, it's closer than we think.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised to hear that.
Which makes me feel better that he wasn't just abandoning Haunted Chocolatier to create update after update after update for Stardew Valley. Because you kind of got that impression that he was sort of like distracted from Haunted Chocolatier. It seemed like, oh, I'm going to put this off. I'm just going to make some more DLC for Stardew Valley. But no, he was doing both.
That is pretty impressive.
Anyways, moving on to the next item. Go ahead, TJ.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is not the end of the franchise, the director confirms from Eurogamer. If you're hoping for more Claire Obscure Expedition 33 and wondered why it has such a long name, director Guillaume Broche has said that the game is not the end of the series. A new game will be on the way, then, though not likely a direct sequel. Broche stated later in the interview that he prefers to forget previous work when he writes sequels, and has been noted in previous interviews. Broche was heavily influenced by the Final Fantasy series. So if Claire Obscure is the franchise name, it's likely whatever is next could be completely different to Expedition 33, just like Square Enix's series.
Yeah, because one thing, for those who don't know, Final Fantasy has a lot of sequels, but almost none of them are direct sequels to the other. The only ones that are direct sequels are Final Fantasy 10 and 1, 10 and 10, 10-1, 10-2, and the Final Fantasy 13 string of games.
Yep. Previously, the studio stated it is exploring new content and accessibility features, as well as all sorts of bits and bobs. Further, Broche noted a Switch 2 version of the game could be interesting. So there's likely to be more to come from Sandfall besides a possible sequel.
But they also have said that they're going to be making a new game as well that has nothing to do with Claire Obscure.
That's fine. I'll play whatever they come up with. They have earned my money at this point.
Yeah, they earned the benefit of the doubt for now. Sort of like when Rocksteady came out with Batman Arkham Asylum. It's sort of like, yeah, whatever you want to do right now, go right ahead.
Mm-hmm. I'm still I'm probably about a quarter of the way through Claire Obscure. I want to keep going as far as I can. I keep having other things I have to review that slow me down. But the sheer depth of that story and the combat systems in it. I love everything about it. Everything in it is so good.
Like I said, it's sort of like what people wanted Final Fantasy 16 to be. There's a lot of people who love Final Fantasy 16 and enjoy the action, but there's a good number of people who wanted something like Clair Obscur. And here's the thing, Clair Obscur is not totally a turn-based game because defense is all about timing.
Yes. The like dodging out of the way of an enemy attack is fine, but like
dodging, jumping, and parrying.
What's it?
It's dodging, jumping, and parrying. The three types of defense you have.
Right, and dodging is fairly easy to do. Jumping is very, very specific attacks. Parrying is like dodging, but then if you do it correctly and you do it like a couple, like with the whole team, then you get a chance at a counter attack, which can do huge damage. And like it's really risky on some bosses and some enemies, but like
keep it on some bosses, you need to do it, or else because dodging simply won't do it. You have to parry.
Mm-hmm. And like dodging, they've said it themselves. Dodging was meant to be the way that you begin to understand the enemy patterns, and then you parry when you feel comfortable with them. Yeah. So like there's no harm in dodging for the most part, but like you're right, there are some enemies where just like you have to have your parry game up if you're going to do the damage you need to finish them off.
And here's the interesting part. You can actually defeat enemies that are way, 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 way higher than you if you're really good at parrying, because if you successfully dodge or parry, there's no damage at all. A lot of games, some damage slips through, it's like damage lessened. No. In this game, no damage. So if you're an expert at dodging and parrying, technically you'd be able to handle higher creatures.
Yes, correct. And just the same, like you go to those higher creatures and you feel good about dodging or parrying any of their attacks, and then they hit you with one and wipe that character in one shot, and it's like, or you dodge and then hit them and realize, oh, I just took off 1/100th of their thing, which means I'm gonna have to dodge and parry like 200 times to beat this guy. Yeah. I definitely ran into that at least twice.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't mind grinding in that game for some reason. Grinding isn't terrible.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's just that sometimes you you go around a corner because you wanted to check a nook that was off the beaten path, and behind that nook is a special encounter that will wipe you.
Yeah. But like I said, when I first saw the game, and then when I first started playing it, I thought, oh my God, this is going to be such a depressing slog. Everything is just so depressing. And then you meet those goofy guys, and it's like, oh, okay, at least there is some levity in this game. It's not all dark and depressing. Thank goodness. Because I will say this. It isn't that it's dark and depressing. It's well-written, dark and depressing, which means it does its job, and it has a reason to be. It's not edgy. It's not, it's not sitting in your room wearing all black and listening to heavy metal. No, this is actually mature, dark, and depressing.
Yeah, and I think a perfect example of that too is I don't know if you know of the character, but his name is Eski, and he's a giant pillow man. But he also like becomes your mode of transportation. He becomes your way of getting across water and flying at certain points. And Eski is a perfect example of this game. Has like he's dangerous. He's like an immortal being, but he's also just kind of derpy and adorable.
And I also like how the way you discover that the Nevrons have a purpose. And there are friendly Nevrons because there's, the seamstress. Is it the seamstress? Is just screwing everything up.
The paintress.
The paintress is screwing everything up. And that you're having trouble with the Neverons for a reason. It's not because they're just all evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even the ones you fight may not be evil.
Yeah, there's some of them that like straight up say that the paintress made them and then forgot them.
Yeah, like that guy who wants you to light his candles. He's one of the early ones, and I sort of felt bad for him. He was just there, you know. It's like, I don't have any lights. Give me some lights.
Yeah. But I'm excited to see that there's going to be more Claire Obscure. It's a great game. Sandfall deserves all the flowers for it, and I'm excited to see what they do next.
Yeah, but I still love those. Oh God, what are they called again? The Gestrels. I still love those Gestrels. They're just so weird, and that's what saved the game for me. It's like, oh, we have some weird ass creatures here who just love fighting,
Mm-hmm.
and we're incompetent, but they love fighting.
Yes. And they're equally silly and dangerous as well.
Yeah. Anyways, look for our show notes at gamingpodcast.net, along with ministry news and our gaming history articles. If you enjoy FUX, and come on the blog at gamingpodcast.net. Also, hit us up at facebook.com/gamingpodcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes, leave some iTunes comments. You can find me at Blue Sky at Jonah Falcon.
You can find me at Johnny Chugs.
You can find me at Shardmore.
Okay, and we will see you next week.
Happy gaming, everyone.
Have fun, be cool, play games, y'all.
Sounds like Scott is ready to sleep now.
Yes, I am. Good night.
Go to sleep.
Have a good one, y'all.